village had grown from 150 people to over 300 people big. Where there were no shops before, there was now two. Where there were no bars before, there was now one. The sole cause of this was the fishermen who were in this village were able to contact a trader and send them pictures of fish. When you are a trader, if you don't know if a village has fish or doesn't have fresh catch, it's not really worth your time to go there. So they smoke the fish because they don't have any electricity. So when they smoke the fish, they lose 10 times the value on the fish, if not even more, of what it's worth. So this single node that was put on one side of the village and another node that was put on the other, we saw economic transformation, and it really was the evidence that we needed that this could be big. So then we took it from there to Zanzibar Stone Town. If any of you haven't been there, it's a really beautiful place. If you'd ever like to go there, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a great family there now in Zanzibar. And we proceeded with actually bringing our own trucks, our own people, and starting to kickstart the sharing economy there. Within 6 months, we had 15,000 paying customers on the network, and we were returning to the people's houses, to schools, to government buildings, to private buildings, anywhere from $20 to $100 a month from the revenue that was coming in. Just so it's understood, a school has a budget of around $20 a month to buy pencils and pens and the really basic things. So us bringing a budget to a school that was hosting a piece of infrastructure and powering that piece of infrastructure, we were giving 3x or 4x what they were getting. So they were very happy, and the people outside were very happy. And this happened with ice cream shops, this happened with offices, this happened with government buildings, this happened in all types of different places.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World Mobile Alliance show. Cal, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Rob. How are you, man?
Oh, doing all right. It's a nice kind of an overcast Saturday, and always things to do. So I'm glad that we can take a little bit break from some of the other stuff and be here. I see a lot of folks chiming in the comments here. We got our friend Enzo, and then we got Rhino here, Michael, and Dom.
What's up?
Dom is always here. Good to see you, Dom. Momville. Hello, Momville. Kyle. Oh, hey, look, we got Cal. Cal's in the house.
Hey, look at this
we
guy.
already knew that. There's Bill, our good friend Prana. Vincent, Decentral New Mexico, just to name a few. So, yeah. So, Cal, what's going on? What's new with you?
The Central New Mexico's been cooking behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm good, man. Yeah. I got a new haircut today. This is looking like Chewbacca, so I had to get that done. Lots of spaces this week, lots of spaces last week. So it was a busy past 2 weeks, and lots of exciting things happening around World Mobile. And I'm happy that we're both here to get to talk about them. We're going to have a little special guest joining us pretty soon, in about 5 to 10 minutes. And I see some of our community already piling in our chat, which is cool to see. But how you been? I like your shirt. What does that say? Be the best. Is that like an Arnold shirt?
Nope. It's sorry. The best wrestler. Yeah. It's my kids club, and it just came from a wrestling tournament here locally. And so haven't even had a chance to change out of that in some World Mobile gear. So just, hey, be the best. They have the same colors. I mean, this is gold and black instead of yellow and black, but it's close enough. It works.
Be the best. Well, World Mobile is the best, so you can't even tell. There's a little tiny text underneath. You might just say, "Hey, this is World Mobile." It says that. I don't know. I mean, I can't see it, so.
Here's something I want to do, and I'll just mention the best wrestler because representing them today. My kids wrestle for them, and I'm excited about what can come from that. But the reason it involves World Mobile is, as this affiliate program grows, the rewards get a bit more locked into place, and you can actually start to understand them a little bit better. As as they smooth that process out and make it more more lucrative for people to want to use their affiliate codes to bring more people onto World Mobile. One of the ideas that I've had for a long time is, you can go door to door and knock on doors and try and find customers, trying to find subscribers. You can maybe find a salesperson to go out and do that for you. But what if you went to a club that has 300 families going to it, and you say, hey guys, let's use the best wrestler. Let's use the youth group. Let's use the business, the insurance company that we own or work for, or whatever department you work, whatever your job is. You go to the business, and especially for like a club, a nonprofit, a charity, a church, something like that, and you get them on board. And so now we have affiliate code. Let's say it's wrestler, right? Or swimmer, or whatever the team is. And you get them to push it out to the club. And now you have all these families that switch over, and then the affiliate money goes to the club. And so therefore, the club, the church can send more kids on the mission trip over the summer. The club can buy new equipment, or instead of doing a bake sale or a car wash or some sort of a fundraiser, now you are incentivizing getting monthly payments to the club, to the group, to the business, to the church, to the charity, just because people that believe and support that club pay their phone bills. And now you've just turned over a brand new way to recruit, bring people onto World Mobile. So World Mobile needs to get on this. I know that we've been pushing for these affiliate codes, these sub affiliates, and there's some things that have come out with that. It's not there yet. They still got a lot of work to do, and I've let my thoughts be known on that a little bit. But if there's a way to do this so that you can now recruit a club, and now people know, hey, maybe me as a hex builder, as a network builder, as a hex guardian, I don't get the revenue, or I just get a little percentage of the affiliate money, but I get the numbers. So if 100 people from the best wrestler join, I get 100 people towards my affiliate accrual for the hex, even though the money goes to the club to help fundraise or do something like that. And so that's what I'm really excited about. And I've already talked to several groups about this. And as soon as there's, I need to see something a bit more viable for it to work the way to onboard businesses and clubs and charities and things. But man, you could support your favorite charity by paying your phone bill. You could support your favorite club, your team, your church, whatever it is, by paying your phone bill. And then people get on board with that, because then they don't have to pay extra money to give a donation or a handout or whatever it is. They just pay their phone bill, and then the things that you believe in benefit from that. So that's why I'm really, really excited about where that affiliate program could go in time. It's not there yet, but I think that's where it needs to go. And then you're going to see mass adoption for it, because then everyone wants to onboard and bring their people in, and not we go to them. They would come to us because of these opportunities to fundraise, to benefit their members as well as themselves.
I love this idea, by the way. This is an excellent idea. By the way, Lighten Notes, thank you for reposting the stream. And if anyone watching this on X, please do us a favor, repost the stream so more people get to learn about the beautiful things World Mobile is doing and the beautiful ideas Rob is giving out just right now. And I'd like to take this idea even further now, because as a matter of fact, all of you guys know, or if you don't, and girls, that the World Mobile Alliance is a distributor of air notes, and you can buy some Spark air notes still from us direct. And that club that you mentioned, or that church, with that revenue that they have acquired for getting customers on board, they can jump on and purchase some Spark air notes now, and actually further that revenue stream for themselves, for that club or churches, and they can benefit even more. But not only that, every single subscriber that you bring on can actually utilize Premier rewards. I recently actually went through my Premier Rewards page, and I've discovered that I've earned over 4,500 WMTX now. It's actually more than that, from being a World Mobile subscriber. And then I calculated, I did a post about this, by the way, and I calculated at an all-time high. I think it's about like $46,000 that I've earned for less than a year. Mind you, I have 5 lines for my family, and everyone is earning Premier Rewards and almost at the black tier there, but it's great, and anyone can do this. And that club Rob just mentioned, and all of their participants and all their subscribers can actually earn from that plan. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, this is our World Mobile Alliance website right there, as anyone can see. And if anyone's interested, to jump on these sparks, because everyone's been talking about the embers, but the sparks have not been forgotten. Sparks are great, by the way, because they give you that $1.70 per month, and it's it's predictable income, right? And I like that. Embers are also very, very good, by the way. And don't get me wrong, I love the embers too. I mean, the embers, there's actually a new ember drop right there, right, Rob? I mean, thanks for pulling that up. It's coming up shortly now. I think it's every 2 weeks we're gonna start seeing these ember notes come up, and I guarantee you that this ember note sale is gonna do very good, because people are I see them in the chats, and people are starting to see the results of these ember nodes, and some of these ember nodes are actually making a bit more than the sparks, which is good to see, and it's all based on the data stream that coming through these ember nodes. So depending on where the ember node is located, you can actually make a significant amount more than just the spark. That doesn't mean that the sparks are not lucrative as well. It just means that the ember node just gives you that additional revenue stream that the spark at this moment it's not capable of doing.
Yeah, the ember is one of those that it could get big. You could make a lot more, obviously, with the embers. And they start at $165, and then after you buy the first 10, it comes down to 155, 150 comes down, and then there's another break too after. And I wish I had that right here. I know that it's been posted, but so you start off, you buy some of these things, and you receive the monthly rewards. The embers are one of those that the more activity goes on it, the more you can actually earn. Whereas the sparks, the sparks are it's a fixed rate, but it's a high one. It's a high one. And actually, with the alliance, with our, let me go back to this. When you buy these, one thing that I know that our friend Hydrex has done a really good job of is calculating the APY as well as the yearly earnings on it. It's $1.70 a month. So even at this price, the highest price, which is the 50 bundle, that's 34% APY, making your money back in less than 3 years. All the way up to, at $1.70 a month, you buy a 500 pack. That's over 37% APY. You're paying $54.99 a piece. And so there's definitely benefits between 34 and 37%. I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere, and that's a consistent return. And so I'm really, really, really high on the sparks because of how just consistent everything is. And then with these embers, like I said, the embers add another layer to it, because they're about 3 times as much, and the estimated average that we'll put out at the beginning of it was about 2x what you make at a spark. It was like 333. Was the predicted based on a basic use case of activity going through it. But they have the ability, the bigger the load they carry, the more it's going to pay out. And so there's an opportunity to make even more per dollar, higher APY on the embers than you would even on something as high paying as a spark. So I love that there's opportunity there, that World Mobile provides us. We're helping buy the infrastructure, and which means that the companies that we're partnering with, like WorldCall, don't have to front load those millions of dollars. World Mobile doesn't have to carry that load. World Mobile partners with them with the tech and with the devices, and we can actually own the infrastructure, and then everybody profits along the way, and no one is carrying this massive amount of debt, or the high cost that goes with trying to get this stuff up, to make it work in advance. So again, it's a great model. It's an opportunity for a lot of people to get involved in a way that they otherwise couldn't. So definitely happy to see that. But as we're talking, Cal, we have a special guest that is here with us. Dan's in the background, now in the foreground. We have Rachel.
What's up? Happy Saturday, everybody.
go.
What's going on, World Mobilers?
What's
hey,
up,
how's it
Rachel?
going? Hey,
It's going well. It's good to have you here. I love the fact that
Cheers, you
your name
guys.
is Yellow. Cheers.
my name is Yellow. Yeah, I love this. Happy Saturday, everybody tuning in. Would love to see in the comments if we got what we're drinking out there. Coffee. I got a matcha here today. Matcha with espresso. I know my team thinks I'm crazy, but got some matcha here. Just enjoying Saturday vibes with the World Mobile fam, and yeah, excited to dive in today. And yeah, might have a little surprise here to share for you guys today.
Ooh, we like surprises. That's amazing. Well, Rachel, welcome to the World Mobile Alliance. You have now officially taken the yellow pill. So how does it feel?
It feels really good. I have been sharing a lot, obviously, about World Mobile with my network, and yeah, I'm seeing. And you're there for a lot of this stuff, Clover, but I'm seeing the light bulb more and more go off for people. Like when we start breaking it down, when they're joining the streams. And yeah, we've been doing weekly shows, just educating on everything. And I don't know if you guys, both of you saw the one we did with Zach from Coinbase and Base. He went in. I mean, this stream we did over the week was just incredible. Like Zach came in and was showing statistics of like some of the big cellular companies and comparing to World Mobile and showing like, wow, this is significantly better what World Mobile's doing here. So just phenomenal stream, great turnout. And yeah, we've just been showing up, and yeah, shout out to all the community members out there tuning in today. And if you guys haven't done so already, please retweet the stream so we can get more folks in here. Hit retweet, and yeah, let's get some more people on the stream today.
Amazing. I already see a bunch of community coming from the Onchain media piling in.
They rally.
So,
They're shout out to Mom.
yeah.
Momville is there for everything. Rocky. Okay, what are we drinking in the comments? Let's see. Momville saying lots of coffee. Rocky is espresso. Am I the only one that does matcha with espresso? And I might be the only one that's crazy enough to drink that, but
Yeah, that's a Southern California mix right there.
I don't know
Matcha
anyone
with-
else that
with
drinks
espresso.
matcha with espresso. I honestly I'm looking for other people out there that do this. But yeah, what are you guys drinking today? We got coffee.
I got some tea right here. I got some
Some tea,
Bulgarian
nice.
tea, which is actually pretty cool. With some
Sounds
Bulgarian
fancy.
spices. It was actually really good. My grandma actually sends us this tea from Bulgaria every 6 months. She goes out, collects the herbs, and then dries them out and sends them to us here in the States. So I get to enjoy this. Really good, actually. It's one of my favorite teas.
Okay, I definitely want to try that one day. Is it caffeinated or like an herbal tea?
It's all herbs. It's not caffeinated.
Nice.
As a
Well, I
matter
do
of
want
fact,
to
my
try that
grand-
one day.
My grandpa was a beekeeper. God bless him, rest in peace, Grandpa. But he would actually even send us the honey, so we would get the tea and the honey as well. So yeah, it's
Grandma
pretty
got
cool.
the tea. Grandpa got the honey. Wow.
Yes.
Nice. Rob, what
The
are you
yellow
drinking over
honey.
there, man?
I am dry today. All I have in
We
the
gotta get
fridge
you
right
some
now.
electrolytes. We got to airdrop some electrolytes.
I had like an energy drink earlier today, and I value my heart. I don't want it to explode, and so I have another one in the fridge, but that's for tomorrow. I don't want to do more than one. So
I also picked these up too. I got some protein, little protein drinks because I'm hitting the road tomorrow. I'm driving to Vegas, so I'm just trying to stock things up that will be easy to just have in the car on the way. But yeah, everybody tuning in, thank you guys. Boyd, Cloud, Rocky, Momville, Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, please retweet the stream. And yeah, excited to dive in here today.
So Rachel, you recently joined the World Mobile community, and you've brought a lot of eyes to World Mobile, so we appreciate that. We literally had a stream this week, and someone from base was like talking about, I mean, you just said it, they were talking about Verizon comparing World Mobile, and they were saying that they've already used the service in Mexico, and they love it, and every time they travel to Mexico they use it. So it's really good to see the eyes you're bringing on World Mobile. But for the mobilers that haven't heard about you or met you, who's Rachel Onchain?
This is interesting because I'm normally the host, you guys. This is very like another experience for me here today. So Rachel Onchain. Well, I'll start by saying what got me into crypto. Or maybe if we want to go even before that, I've really been passionate about entrepreneurship. I really like building things and making an impact. And yeah, before I got into, I've done 2 companies now. Before that, I actually studied fine art. So creativity has always been in my blood. I've always liked creating. I've always liked building. My parents raised me. My mom was a music major. My dad was an artist, painted, always making art. So it's kind of just like in my blood, I feel like, So went to art school and then eventually ended up moving to California. I'm from New York originally. Moved to California, started my first company, and really got into wellness. So I studied holistic nutrition, started a company called Elixir of Life, and got some of my products into stores in Southern California. And yeah, that was something I did for a while. And I don't know if you guys know the philosophy. There's a Japanese philosophy called Ikigai. Have you guys heard of that? If any of you in the comments or know about the Ikigai philosophy, would love to hear from you guys. But basically what it is it's this philosophy of finding your life's purpose. And in Japan, this is thought to bring more abundance, more joy, more longevity to your life when you're aligned with your purpose. So during the pandemic, I feel like this is a very introspective time for a lot of people. And I sat and I drew this Venn diagram, like there's an Ikigai Venn diagram. So basically, they say that your life's purpose intersects in between what you love, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. So I would try to jot these things out like, okay, what do I love? What am I good at? What does the world really need from me? Like, how can I step up and do something sustainable where I can also get paid? So I thought of my first company, Elixir of Life, and went with it. It was during a time where people really needed to get healthy, right? And build immunity. So ran with that for a bit, did Elixir of Life. I think like many of us that got into crypto, we were on a certain trajectory and then discovered the space. And I was like, I really want to check this out. So I was actually eventually got into the credit industry, was a senior account manager at a credit monitoring company. And then, somebody told me about DAOs and NFTs and crypto. And I didn't know what they were talking about at first, but I really loved the energy and the spirit of the people that were in that circle that I started connecting with. So I just wanted to keep showing up and learning as much as I could. Fast forward, I started actually hosting meetups in Southern California, just, grassroots. Like I'd throw together like a presentation on my laptop. I'd create a meetup event. I was very early on in my Web3 career, but just wanted to do it to have fun and see if anybody would come, learn. I can even pull up vintage photos. It's just me with a laptop and like maybe like 4 or 5 people sitting around a table. But that was the beginnings for me. You know what I mean? And I always, for me, part of my why is people, right? I really love people. I love building community and just building with others. So that has always been a part of my path and what, brings me joy. So started doing these events back in the day, eventually got an opportunity. I was at a crossroads, like leaving my Web 2 life, getting into crypto. So I had this opportunity to go to ETH Denver. This is 2021, 2022. And I had a speaking engagement lined up. I had an interview lined up with a very big, at the time, very large layer 1 protocol, and a full ride scholarship that I won from HerdOut. So a lot of signs were pointing me in that direction, like the yellow brick road, so to speak, started to open up. And like, I was like, okay, a lot of things are pointing me in this direction, but I had to make a choice. Do I stay at my Web 2 9 to 5, or do I jump into this abyss of crypto? I was still very new to it, but a lot of things were aligning in that direction. So I decided to go, haven't looked back since. I've been in the space for years. And yeah, I mean, I eventually went on to to realize in crypto, we have a storytelling problem, a narrative problem. And I feel like we've been misbranded to the general public. So I realized something that was really important, something that we really need as an industry is proper storytelling and narrative building. And also, just building community, showing up and doing authentic storytelling that's rooted in that's in a human-centric way, right? Like always bringing it back to people. So I started doing a lot of spaces, shows, live streams. I've now hosted and produced 2 different podcasts. One was with Bankless Down. Now I'm doing my own. And yeah, I just feel like I really resonated with that. That really lit me up. And yeah, storytelling just seemed to make sense for me. Ended up publishing a book too, Impact Entrepreneur, that went on to be a bestseller. I co-authored with 17 entrepreneurs. We all wrote our stories and how we want to make an impact through the work we're doing. So I know that was a lot of words. I'll pause there. I'm not used to being the one being interviewed usually, so I'll pause there. But yeah, that's a bit about my journey. And yeah, we can dive into the World Mobile journey as well, because that's its own story. But yeah, that's a bit more about me and my background.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, there's so much. Your experience is absolutely vast. And I mean, wow, 2 podcasts. I actually really like the Ikigai motto as well. Like, I mean, the way you explain
I'm gonna pull
it
up the Venn diagram, because like, I don't know, if somebody sees this today and it inspires you, or it leads you to deeply reflect on this, like it's something that really helped me. And I think about it often, like, just to make sure you're in alignment, right, with your life's purpose. I think that really leads you to a more joyful life. I'm sharing my screen if I could show this here. So yeah, this was the Venn diagram I was referencing here. I'll zoom in if I can. Okay, it won't let me. But yeah, you can see here what you love.
You can probably right-click that image and you tab it. I think that's how.
This is weird. It's on Forbes, so it's not letting me do normal things. I don't know why.
Zoom in on your screen. Well, you have a Mac?
Let's see. I'm on a PC, but let's see.
Okay, Control plus, and then that's how you zoom in.
Okay. I think this should work. Here we go. This is a website that's a little more normal. So
there you go.
I thought I was screen sharing. Sorry. Let's see. So yeah. So what you love, what the world needs, what you can be rewarded for, and what you're good at. So yeah, this is something I reflected on over the years, and something like on a lot of my interviews, I like to ask people like what their why is, right? Like what lights you up about your work? What's the underlying mission and purpose? And I feel like if you hone in on this, I don't know, I think it leads to more purposeful alignment with your higher path. Another thing I'll say here is that I think this can be fluid for people too. Like for me, back in the day, I started my juice business, and that was like the path for me at that time. But I feel like it can be fluid, right, and change over time. So I don't know. This is something I learned about at a younger age, and I've it's really helped me with like my life and trajectory.
No, it's great. That's amazing. Yeah. By the way, I don't want this to feel like an interview. You know what I mean? I don't want to bombard you with questions because I feel like you're one of us now. You're one of the mobilers. So like, I want us to really like, first of all, introduce you to our community because, like I'm sure a lot of people are like noticing your work now. You've done a lot of spaces with Mickey and like, you've brought a bunch of new community members to the Telegram and a bunch of new faces, but we have some OGs in our community that I'm sure are gonna watch this stream and they're gonna be like, who is Rachel? Who's this Rachel girl? So yeah, I just want to for everyone to kind of, because we spoken like privately, me and you, and I've gotten to know you a bit, and I really appreciate your experience and everything that you're bringing to World Mobile. So I just kind of thought, hey, why don't we bring Rachel Onchain here and kind of introduce her to the wider community? So yeah, thanks for sharing your experience. It's vast. I'm sure it's gonna really.
That's like a small percentage of everything.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
I just feel really grateful to be here. Like. One of the things I realized very quickly with the World Mobile community is that you guys, you genuinely want to show up for others and support people that are getting into the ecosystem. Like I just maybe I could share again and show like this post from when I changed my PFP. Let me show you guys really quick. Um, for anybody here that's coming from our community, I mean, you likely know about World Mobile at this point, but I just want to show you guys like when I changed my PFP, I feel like it's that kind of community where if you even show up a little bit and show a little bit of support, the support that comes back and the outpouring of people that want to welcome you and support you is like tenfold. Like I shared this and just got a ton of comments from different people. Just a tidal wave of like yellow PFPs on the timeline. So many people engaging, supporting. And even in the Telegram, very similar energy. Like there's people, and I think this comes back to decentralization, right? When people have a stake in the community, in the project that they're building in, it's like they're a part of it. Like this is our thing we're building. And I feel like it makes people want to show up and support the newcomer so much more,
I love it. Well said there. I love it. Well, I mean, you've interviewed so many founders. I see you've done so many different projects. So tell us why, out of the 1,000 projects, why World Mobile? Like, how did you land World Mobile, and why did you take the yellow pill?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. The first thing that comes to mind is energy. The energy of the people, the community, the way that people carry themselves. That was initially what drew me in. I would also say the seriousness of the team, of the project, and the actual value. Like something I've talked about for years is our space making a tangible impact in the world, solving real world problems. And I feel like we've been in like this weird place as an industry where a couple of years have gone by and it's been a lot of like hype, memes, pump and dumps, and things that are not leaving a fantastic legacy. And the public perception has been really affected because of that. Projects like World Mobile, I feel like, are exactly what our industry needs to be taken more seriously, but also to literally create more of an impact, to connect the unconnected, to serve the underserved. And gosh, I reference a book all the time. Let me see if I have it here. So this is like, we're kind of getting into like my regen days. I did a lot of work. I actually worked on Giveth, which was a project that helped with just creating better mechanisms for supporting nonprofits, donating, things like that. So there are some projects in the regen space that talk about regenerating the world. So this book, Green Pilled, is one that really stuck out to me. Just talks about how we can create more positive sum games and use crypto as a tool to help regenerate the world and do good for the world, And those philosophies, those ideals always aligned with me and just who I am. Like if it's not making an impact and making the world a better place, it's a little harder for me to get excited about. I mean, then again, there are, memes like, okay, for instance, like Doge. You guys know, I don't know if you know this, but I am a big proponent of Doge. I've been a media advisor to Own the Doge, the company that stewards the Doge IP. But that is a meme that has quite literally made such a big impact, right? The original owner of the Doge, Atsuko Sato is her name, in Japan. We helped her to now retire, to start a nonprofit, and dedicate her life to helping and saving animals. So I don't know. I feel like those are the projects I want to align with, the projects that are doing good. People like Mickey, who are going out to Africa, where World Mobile started, and helping to connect people that are not connected, and those original ethos, like I could just tell, like when talking to people like Mickey, the leadership, people on the World Mobile team, those values are still baked in. It's the heart of the ethos of World Mobile. So anyway, that was a long tangent, but I love projects that make an impact. And it's really the energy of this community and this project. It not only has the energy of a project that will make it and scale and make a global impact, but it's you guys are doing it. The team is doing it. So anyway, I'll pause there. Sorry, absolutely. I'm going on some tangents here.
It's all good. It's all good. And a funny thing is that I actually did a recording of a video with someone recently. What's going to come out hopefully next week, and his community is normally focused on a lot of the memes and a lot of the speculation projects, and that's what like their editors used to, right? And when we did the World Mobile recording, he sent me a text message not too long ago, and he's like, "Hey, my editor actually doesn't want the same edits he doesn't want to do the same edits like he normally does for all the memes, and he wants to focus on World Mobile as a serious project. So the edit's gonna be kind of new to him, and like he just heard me explain it, and he's like, yeah, this doesn't really sound like a pump and dump, like one of those memes. So I resonate, like the seriousness. I love that you said that, because I think that's very, very important. And talking about like seriousness, I mean, World Mobile just won an award, right, Rob?
Yeah.
I mean, the top deep end project, and they just posted that on X, and I thought that was absolutely amazing, and very well deserved, actually. So yeah, I mean, this video right there, like, kind of exactly resonated what you said right there. It's a very well deserved award, actually. I love James Wilder, but I met with him last month. The guy's has just as much as energy as you do, Rachel. Actually, he's very pumped. He loves World Mobile. He's been a day oneer. Like he's taking the yellow pill and
who?
James Bellwater.
James Bubble. Okay, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to connect with him someday. I love. By the way, I just got to shout out, if he does watch this or hear someday, the production of this event. I was looking more into this event, and man, the work that goes into putting on an event and a show like this seems very highly curated. And yeah, just shout out to him for all the work on this event and the whole ceremony. It looked like a gala, like very impressive. Oop, I think Clover's either like deep in thought or frozen. I can't tell. Okay.
I know Rob wants to say something, so I'm giving him the chance. That's why, because I can say a lot of things.
Goes really still, and it's like, wait, are they frozen?
No, I'm not. No, I am. This is herbal tea. Okay, this is herbs, so I'm not frozen yet. My brain is working.
I got matcha and espresso. Clover's got herbal tea. Rob's drying out on us. I don't know. We're all like different wavelengths. Yeah,
Rob,
what are we thinking in the comments, you guys? Oh, Dan the Man is here. Shout out to Dan the Man Hendrickson, who is joining World Mobile, you guys. Game developer. We call him our wizard on the team. He's an NFT artist, game developer, just OG dev who created our mini app. Shout out to Dan the Man. So I like to shout people out when I see them in the comments. If you guys are showing up, we want to show up for you guys.
Speaking of a mini app, World Mobile does also have a mini app on the base app. So if you want to take out
that is news to me. I did not know that. I gotta check that out.
It's there. Mm-hmm. Rob, what's your thoughts on this award?
I almost wanted to go to it. It was in London, and James came on our X Space a couple months back and talked about this, and Mickey was there, and he invited Mickey to be a keynote speaker at this event. And I actually went to my wife that day and I said, "Hey, what do you think? I might be able to get away for a short week in the UK?" She just kind of looked at me and rolled her eyes like, "Yeah, right. You're not going without me." So, but I kind of wanted to go, but yeah, it's the thing is, World Mobile keeps showing up, and they're showing up at the different events, winning awards because of the vision and the technology and the breakthroughs that they're making, and how people are seeing it. You might not see everything, it's like a duck on the water. They look like they're just kind of slowly gliding, but their feet are moving like crazy, and there's a lot going on there. Or, like the you see it all the time, the picture of the iceberg where there's a little bit above water, but it's massive underneath. And there's a whole lot happening to make this happen. World Mobile isn't just a company that spouts ideas and wins awards for it. They're doing things, and the people who actually are in the know, the insiders in the business, are taking notice. And that's why the GSMA loves them. That's why when they have things like the best deep in, it's because they're actually doing stuff. And that takes me over to one of the things that we want to talk about was the metrics. You actually look here and see where we're at, what we're doing. You have over 3.4 million daily active users, people who are in one way or another connecting to the network, whether they're tying into an air node, whether they're utilizing an eSIM while they're traveling, whether they've switched their phone plan over, whether they're active in the token side of things of the ecosystem. There are so many people that are utilizing and accessing and building with World Mobile, whether it's physical infrastructure or it's online. But there's 144,000 plus air nodes that are not just in existence but are deployed and are connecting. There's over 80,000 token holders. I mean, this is as far as active wallets go, right? So this isn't just a phantom numbers or anything. These are verifiable on-chain sources.
3.42 daily active users too. 3.42 million.
Yep. There's even the buybacks. What World Mobile does is they take their revenue and they split it a couple of different ways. They bring in money. They have to pay the bills. They have to pay the employees. They have to work with the partners and the investors. But they also take a significant percentage of their monthly revenues and they buy back the token, not from their own holdings, but on the open market, which keeps the activity going. They hold that. And those are the rewards that will go. There's over 9 million tokens that they've bought back on the market that will go to Earth node operators as Earth node rewards as that network gets up and going and we take ownership of this network. And so knowing that they aren't just trying to sell something to make money, they are buying back these tokens in order to pay. There's a cap limit on the token. They're not just creating tokens every day, unlimited cap, and just watering things down. They're not just saying, oh, this is what the value is, and we're just going to pay you what we think we should pay you. They're actually maintaining the market by buying it, then distributing it, and then buying again as they make more money, and they're rewarding that way. So they're taking their real revenue dollars and putting it back into this ecosystem, and that's a way just to drive this sharing economy. And so I'm really impressed by how they are building, how they are growing. Rachel, you don't know this, but when we were doing these shows 2 years ago, we got excited when we broke 150 nodes.
Oh, wow.
150.
Humble beginnings.
Counting. We got up to 400 and was like, this is a great day. And there's 144,000 of them now. It started off just in Zanzibar. I think we got like our first 1,500. No, it was a 1,500 between Zanzibar and Pakistan, and it just slowly grew. We were counting. Hey guys, we're up 10 nodes today. We're up 100 nodes since 2 weeks ago, and now we're to the point where we see this, and it's hard to even think back to when we were at 100 nodes, when we were at 1,000 nodes.
Can I ask you guys a question?
I just want to say
go
real
ahead,
quick.
Chloe.
Mickey was talking to Mark Cuban when it was like 1,200 nodes, and he was explaining to him like what World Mobile is, and the guy's like, like good luck with that, And I think he should come back and look at these stats.
All right, shout out Mark Cuban. If you ever see this, we gotta definitely set up another combo with Mickey. I do want to ask you guys a question though. Like, how did it feel? Because you were so early. How did it feel for you guys to be those early believers and now still be here showing up every day? Like, I'm just curious how that feels, because it's almost like you guys were right. You saw it before it got this big. How does that feel?
Well, I think for me, it's not a flash in the pan. It's not hype. Right. And honestly, there's a lot of really cool things going, but when you've been in a relationship for a long time, that honeymoon phase wears off. And when it first started, when they were literally just releasing the token, said, if you get 100,000 tokens, this is like pre-token launch, you get 100,000 tokens, and then you automatically reserved an air node. You didn't have to go buy an air node, or you just literally bought enough tokens and that reserved you. Earth node. That reserved you the first Earth node. And so people are excited. They saw the videos that were coming out about the smart village and how that worked. People are excited about the idea of the impact of it. And there's a lot of really, really good feeling at all, because it was brand new. Newer is always better. Everyone gets excited about what's new. And I think the hardest thing is, and you probably know this, Rachel, from what you do daily and weekly, is consistency. And so we've seen
Yes.
others that have tried to do shows or run spaces or do different types of things, and no shame to anybody at all. We have a great community, but after a couple, it kind of fizzles out. There's times where we have 1,500 people watching live. There's other times where we have 20 people in the audience, and so it depends. What's the market sentiment? What's the
Right.
is there any big news? Is Mickey coming on the show, or one of the co-founders? Is there a partner project that we're going to be talking to? And so it's a grind just to continue to show up. And so we look back with fondness, the excitement, the unknown. I mean, I tell you right now, there is a lot of hype at the very beginning with World Mobile, and we didn't even know what we had yet. And it's funny that now that it's actually fleshing out and we're able to see what it is, we're seeing the daily activity, we're seeing that like this is where we wanted to go. We're taking all the steps in the right direction, and it's still, people are really up and down on it. And so I think the biggest thing is, I remember the early days, the unknown, all these things. Now that it's a bit more known, it motivates me more because we're seeing it happen. But it's interesting at the same time to look and watch how other people are almost checked out. Like, hey, I'll just wait for the next big thing. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Every day, every week, every announcement, it's growing the ecosystem. It's not wishful thinking anymore. It's we're taking the next step. And so I think there's times where Cal and I do these shows, and it's like, man, 10 minutes before, sometimes, man, I'm having a hard day, or just I didn't sleep at all last night, and do we really want to do this? We pop on the show and we realize why we love it. And
Yeah.
it's that
That's
quick of a
that
turnaround.
is so relatable too, because it's the consistency piece. It's like, even on the days where you don't feel like showing up, when you push through it, I feel like at the end there's this feeling of gratitude, almost like you could pull yourself out of that from showing up and just staying consistent. And how long have you guys been doing this show now, by the way?
About 4 years. I think. 4
November
years
of
plus.
2022. It'll be 4 years in November.
All right, I just want to
Yeah.
show so much appreciation for you guys and everyone in the comments. If you haven't retweeted this stream and shared this out, please do so. These guys have been doing this for 4 years, you guys. That in crypto, that's a very long time to be doing anything. They've stuck with it. They've stayed consistent. That is so admirable. I just have to say, like, I've run a lot of different weekly shows, and I feel like there's ebbs and flows in the industry, like you were saying, Rob. So for you guys to stick with this through everything, the ups, the downs, the bears, the bulls, and you're still here, that is very admirable. And I know the work that goes into putting these shows on. You guys are, that's just very impressive to me. Anyway,
Well,
I'll get off
that's
my
one of the-
soapbox here.
That's one of the things that I think keeps us going too, right? The actual community, the people that show up every single day, like the DMs we get, the appreciation that comes through. I think that's one of the most important things. And we have the naysayers and the people that always are not, not always, but just aren't happy with what couple of the things. But I think that's the most important thing, right? The community is here, and it's like that movie, the Limitless. Once you take that yellow pill, it's like you start seeing. You see what World
Yeah.
Mobile's about, and I think that's one of the things that actually like drives me to be here every single day and to show up for World Mobile. It's first of all, it's the progress, right? Like, I mean, I've been here since day one. I've seen like where we started and where we're here, and kind of reminds me, because like I started my e-commerce business, like, I don't know, it's been like 15 plus years now, probably even more, and like when I first started like retailing clothes, and everyone was kind of like looking at me like I'm crazy, like, you're actually gonna think you can sell things online? Like, no way. Like, people love going to like Bloomingdale's and whatnot, and, like, trying things on, and no one's gonna want to buy something that they can't feel and touch. And I'm like, watch me. So like I
you
did it,
you
and
have
I-
the gift. You both have the gift of seeing through the matrix and like seeing things early. That's pretty interesting.
So I saw the same opportunity with World Mobile here, like giving people like access to internet. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, you've seen it with the video like that they release like in Africa. Like, people don't have access to their internet. We're so blessed here in the United States and these Western countries. But if you go to like Pakistan, if you go to Africa, if you go to a lot of these different countries, they don't have that out there. You know, they don't have access to AI. It's like I literally just like started playing with Codex the other day, and like I started telling it, do this, like send these emails for me, like in the morning, like do this order, and like emails this person. It does everything for me. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. People don't have access to these things, you know, in these countries. And like you can be on chain, and like I love when everyone's like, we got to get more people on chain, you know, but you can't get people on chain if they're not online first. We got to connect them. And like I feel like
that part
Mickey
right
always
there,
says
you
that,
guys.
you know. Yeah, Mickey always says that,
People
like,
on
hey,
chain if they're not online first. Wow.
we are that bridge to Web3, right? I feel like World Mobile is that bridge. You got to get them online first before you get them on chain. So yeah, that's very important right there.
If it's okay to share my screen, I want to show well now a couple different videos because I'm this is some work that's very close to my heart. But yeah, I brought up the Zanzibar video from World Mobile, like showing like the initial like, and I'll just keep it muted just to show you guys some of the visuals here. But you can see Mickey on the ground, like setting up the initial World Mobile infra in Zanzibar. And it's so inspiring to have a company that started in an area where people aren't connected. You know, there's less access to the internet. And I've actually done some workshops over the years. Let me pull this up really quick. So I actually had met with the head of innovation and fintech from the Bank of Ghana and the Princess of Sierra Leone. So we did some workshops with the University of Ethereum. Let me see if I could pull these up. Because yeah, this was something I used to think about frequently. And let me see if I could pull this up. So yeah, we did one years ago on tokenizing Ghana. And like, you know, these were conversations we were having about how people needed access to financial infrastructure, to digital currencies. We had the head of innovation and of the Bank of Ghana here as well, Kwame Opong. And we talked about this. We talked about CBDCs. So a lot of people not having access to the internet was a problem that we discussed as well. There's another one where we talked with Sierra Leone and a nonprofit from Sierra Leone as well. And yeah, it's just it's something that I feel like in the U.S. and Western countries, like it is such a blessing that we have it. And just a lot of gratitude and respect for World Mobile for tackling that challenge.
I just figured I was on mute right now. I was like, what am I? I'm just talking. And it's like, I love the StreamYard feature where it's like, you are on mute, buddy. Like, make sure you unmute yourself. You're talking, but no one can hear you. I love that. I was saying right now, they just did a post about this and AI and how important it is to connect people in these regions. Rob, if you don't mind pulling it up. And it resonated a lot with me with exactly what we're talking about right now. Like people out in these countries don't have the same access that we do right here. And it's just as important to connect the Western world because there's 11% of people here in the United States that lack connectivity. Just as important to connect Africa and Asia and all of these different countries. Like we take it for granted here in the United States. Like, but if you actually go out to a lot of these deserted places, even here in California, like there's zero connectivity and there's so many tourists that go. I mean, I don't know if Rachel, if you've been up north and been to Sequoia and like, yeah, it's
Sequoia
really
National Forest.
there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So I drive a Tesla, you guys, and I drove into the Sequoia National Forest and good luck getting your GPS connection to work there. Also, good luck if you need to charge your car because I was on 0% using that regenerative braking in the forest.
Oh my God. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny because I have a Tesla too, and I had the same exact problem, but I went there during the pandemic and all of the chargers were shut down. There was only one little charger in the beginning. So I had to like pull over and like literally charge there. There was no superchargers. And it took me like 8 hours to charge so I can go to the National Forest Park. And I experienced what you did. So yeah, that's why, by the way, I love the Grok part of your video. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, okay. Well, I mentioned a surprise earlier. We may or may not show it on the stream. I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Because I'm all about like, I don't know, having fun and making content that's different. So, all right, I don't know. We could show. I have it pulled up here. I got my tabs ready. But sorry to veer off of like such a serious impact focused topic and share like a silly rap, grok rap. But we have arrived. So yeah, this was the first iteration. And by the way, if you're tuned into the stream right now, please hit the retweet button. Make sure you're following Rob, Clover Notes, and World Mobile Alliance, you guys, so more people can see this as we stream and more people can see the grok rap here. So yeah, this didn't make the final cut, but I want to show you guys today. And let's see, there might be some people from my community that have seen this, but yeah, this was the first iteration of my video making the switch to World Mobile. Let me know if you guys can hear this as well.
Okay, everybody, today's the day I'm going to change my phone plan. Today's the day I start the switch.
Can you guys hear? You can hear the audio for it? Okay.
To World Mobile. Super excited, and we'll keep you guys updated on the journey. Hey, Grok, why should I switch my phone plan to World Mobile?
Yo, listen up. Let me spit this flow. Why you still stuck with those big carrier woes? World Mobile's here. Decentralized glow. Privacy locked. No data they sold. No contracts, baby. Month-to-month flex. $15 gets you talk, text, and 2 gigs next. Up to 50 gigs for $55. Hotspot poppin', calls worldwide. VPN built in, SIM swap proof, blockchain rewards, stack tokens, get loose.
I'm officially starting.
There it is, you guys. All right, it's out there.
Someone got to clip this, man. Someone has to clip
No,
this.
don't do it. Don't do it, guys. We'll just let it die. I showed this on my community call, and one of my creators was like, tell Grok not to quit his day job because rapping's not it for him. But yeah, then I go into just explain this. This was like a longer video of the ones I made. So I actually ended up clipping this into multiple videos because this was just sharing my journey. Like I was actually driving to my mobile carrier to switch my plan. Then I started going into all the different plans. For me, Unlimited Plus made sense because it was like, okay, I get everything that I would like, I basically, I do a lot of work from my phone. I'm using internet. I'm using my phone all the time. So I was like, I don't want any limitations. So that one made the most sense for me. And then I also go into the dashboard, like once I did subscribe and I showed how to stake. So yeah, these videos are out there if you guys haven't seen. Yeah, hopefully this helps. Hopefully someone stumbles across this and like, sees functionally, like how to set up your plan and how to stake.
Yeah, and how easy it was to sign up for World Mobile. Like if someone's on the fence right now, what would you tell them and about World Mobile?
If you're on the fence, well, ask yourself a couple questions. Do you care about your privacy? Do you care about your data? Do you care about what these large carriers are doing with it? If you do, I feel like this is just a no-brainer. You know what I mean? And from a pricing perspective and coverage perspective, okay, one of the common things that I hear when I tell people about this is, well, what's the coverage like? Is it comparable? And I feel like you guys can probably dive deeper into this, but anyone I've talked to in the World Mobile community has said it has not been a problem at all, the coverage. I think there's different areas in the world where like people can't access it yet, which I hope that we continue to scale and offer and provide services in more parts of the world. But yeah, I would say user data, privacy, if those are things that matter to you and you care about sovereignty, it's just a no-brainer. And the price points are very accessible, like I think the lowest plan is like $15 a month. So very accessible. And then also there's opportunities to earn in the ecosystem through becoming a node operator. So I feel like there are so many different ways to get involved. Even the token, like it's just a very robust ecosystem. And yeah, hopefully I answered your question in there. But yeah, I would say if you care about user privacy, data, and more flexibility and accessible price points, then it's World Mobile. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I also hear you have an affiliate code now, Onchain Media.
Oh,
so
yeah,
if
we
you're
got
a
it.
listener right there, if you're a listener and you want to subscribe today, you get 50% off if you use the code Onchain Media. So shout out to Onchain
We got to
Media.
drop that link. I'm going to pin it in my Telegram community. If we can drop that in the live stream chat and in my community, I want to pin it and make sure at all times you guys can see this. So
Yeah, I kind of want you to like have it as a background right there, a little QR code, so anyone can scan it and subscribe at all times.
All right, I'm gonna look for so is it a code or is it a link that I can share with people? And sorry guys, I'm still in the process of getting set up with this, so I'm learning here. So they
Yeah, it's
just
a
okay,
link.
so they use the code when they're signing up. There isn't a link.
Either or. They can use either or. They can either use the code Onchain Media or they can use a link as well, which yeah, I'm gonna share with you privately so you have it.
Awesome. You guys are about to have that 50% off. That honestly is and does that go indefinitely? Like if somebody signs up for a plan, is it like forever that it's 15% off, or is it setting up? Is the initial payment is 50% off? How does that work?
That right there is just for first time use. So like whoever
First
wants
time
to
use. Okay.
subscribe, yeah, they can use that code and get that 50% off their first month. So you can like use it over and over and over and get that 50%, but every new subscriber can get that 50 off. So yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Well, I did just drop it in the live stream chat. So if any of you are considering joining World Mobile, subscribing and selecting one of the plans, you can get 50% off when you first sign up. So yeah, you got that affiliate link, everybody out there. 188 people tuned in. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Clover, for helping me get set up here and like properly onboarded. And yeah, just super grateful for both of you guys for the work that you're doing with World Mobile Alliance. And yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other questions or anything else we want to dive in today. I don't have a hard stop, so I can hang out as long as we want to run it.
Yeah. Rob, how you feeling? We normally like to run these for about an hour, and but I know I'm sure there is a couple other things that we were supposed to talk about, and one of them is a air drop that's about to happen next week. And that's another very, very good way for you to be involved with World Mobile is to purchase an air node. And I think that's happening. Rob, when is the drop again? I think it's on the 28th of April. It's an Ember node drop. I got to pull up the World Mobile account, but there it is. Amazing. There's another air node drop happening here pretty soon. And if you want to be involved with World Mobile, that is the best way, as well as becoming obviously a World Mobile subscriber. But becoming an air node operator it's likely the best way you can enter telecoms without the need to like go through all the licensing and all the hard part. I mean, that's people don't understand how hard it is to actually purchase telecom infrastructure. It's actually not even possible with Verizon, AT&T, or the big three, or anywhere else around the world. So the fact that World Mobile is offering you this at a very, very reasonable price, it's really a no-brainer right there. But what's also really cool is that the Alliance actually is a distributor of a type of air node, right, Rob? Yeah, we have a distributor website. If you head over to the World Mobile Alliance website, it is worldmobilealliance.com. And you go to order now. You can actually order these air nodes at any time that you want. So you don't have to wait for World Mobile drops. You can just go ahead and purchase them in bundles. We make it as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't only have bundles of 50, 100, 200, 500, but we also have a Titan air node in stock. I want to
hear more about that. I don't really know much about the Titan air node. I'm curious to learn about that.
Let Rob let you know. Rob, what is the Titan air node? Where is it located? And what does it do?
It's like a beast.
So this Titan's about 4 feet tall. It's a massive telecoms device that acts as an overwatch, and it picks up signal using the World Mobile spectrum in the area. It's an 11-mile radius. So you put two of these together, you're going 22 miles, in all directions, basically. And so what the Titan does, like I said, it's the Overwatch. So you have your smaller air nodes that are in the area, the ones that can just go right on a house and on a business. Put out, you're going to cover several city blocks. With the smaller ones, people are going to connect to it. It'll be a very strong signal. But if you're looking for service, if you are number one on the World Mobile Network and you want to prioritize by connecting to the World Mobile Spectrum, or if you're in a place where there's no other coverage and this acts like as I said, as an Overwatch. So if you're not picking up on a local tower, this is going to spread the licensed spectrum over a much larger area and cover it, where you might get a little bit more of a concentrated signal if you're right next to one of the smaller air nodes. But this one is going to say, if you slip through the cracks, if you're jumping from tower to tower, this is going to be one of those things that you can jump right onto. Your phone can just directly connect to that as you're driving, as you're moving around, and it's going to make sure that you stay on signal, so you're not dropping calls. So having something like this, it's going to put out a massive area. You're gonna have a whole lot more opportunity for bringing customers onto the network, and the more you bring on, whether they're World Mobile customers or their telecoms, they're on other providers, other telecoms companies, they're going to jump on and roam. You're going to get those roaming fees since you are the owner. You're going to take the lion's share of anything that comes through this. Typically, it's the lion's share goes to the owner of the node. World Mobile takes a cut because they're the one providing the spectrum and the service, and then whoever's hosting it, you put this on your house, you put this on your business, you put this on a tower somewhere and provide power to it, and you're going to get money for hosting it. And so this one here is in the Reno area. It is up and running. It is generating income as we speak, and somebody buys.
How many are there?
I think there's 5 or 6 Titans that are in existence right now that are operating in that area. Reno,
Wow.
Carson City, South Tahoe area. So kind of the northwestern Nevada. And again, this is one that is definitely, it's something you buy it, it's already installed. You don't have to wait for them to install it. You don't have to wait for customers to come on. It is connecting and it is earning. So
I'm curious to see the
opportunity.
data sheet too, the Titan data sheet. Does that show you like kind of the specs and like what people can expect to earn from operating one?
I think we need an updated link, Cal. I clicked on that and it said site.
Sorry, I'm
can't be reached.
nerding out too much here, you guys. All.
I think we
gotta look into this link. Yeah, I gotta look into this link. But yeah, I mean, the Titan is very dependent on the usage. Kind of like the Ember nodes, right? And it kind of earns from an Overwatch fee from all of the I was gonna say Sparks, not Sparks. All the portals that are located in the area. So there's a lot of different Titans installed. I mean, World Mobile is the 42nd mobile network operator registered in the United States, and these Titan nodes operate under band 71. So what Rob said there is it's absolutely true. Even if you are not a World Mobile subscriber, there's roaming agreements and roaming fees you have to pay for roaming on top of this network. So not a lot of people know this, but where Burning Man is located, World Mobile is the only mobile network operator that owns band 71 there. So
Wow.
For example, if there's a Titan installed there, and anyone, by the way, in the community can put one of these up. When people go out there, they can actually have meaningful coverage on top of this Titan, and you can earn from all of that, no matter if they're a World Mobile subscriber, which preferably they should be, or another subscriber. So that's pretty cool there.
That's awesome. And I do have a question in the comments coming in. So real quick, I guess from that perspective, how does node operating play into earning? And also, how intense is active management of running multiple nodes?
Well, I can tell you from a first-hand perspective, operating it's very very easy, right? I mean, there's no technical knowledge needed to operate any of the World Mobile air nodes, right? The only thing you need is a dashboard, and for you to make sure the node stays on. And in the sense in Pakistan, right, there is a third party there that actually takes care of these air nodes. So they make sure the node stays up, and it's it's bringing in the needed customers for it to be operated and all that. But yeah, there's no learning curve to become an air node operator. It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of how we put it on the website, right? You just go in, it's already pre-installed, it's already earning, and same thing with the Titan. So if you actually purchase one of these Titans, it's already installed, right? It's already it's already providing that needed connectivity, whether it's in Reno or New Mexico, Utah, whatever, wherever World Mobile has installed one of these, you can tap into the potential and service these customers. So it's a very easy process, and not it's not technically inclined whatsoever. It's anyone can really join the sharing economy. World Mobile has ensured that, and they want through this for everyone to actually be able to join super easily.
I actually have a question, and I want to welcome anyone because I see a lot of people engaging. I see people in the comments in the World Mobile chat. If any of you have questions, feel free to jump in and ask. But a question I have is around the installation. So, like, are these people in the World Mobile community that have already installed? Are there contractors? Like, how does the installation work, and how is it like? Is it continuously expanding? Like, people are still installing in different regions, like. What does that process look like?
They could be, right? So I mean, this again, another different opportunity for the sharing economy moving forward in the United States. But at the current stage, yeah, there is a third party in Reno. I don't know if you've seen the Tristan Thompson video, but it's a company that World Mobile has partnered with, and they go out and install air nodes. But we also have Christian Rees, who's actually up there in Reno, and he's taking care of a lot of these installations. He's the person responsible for a lot of these Titan air nodes to be put up, right? So it could be either a third party, it could be a community, it could actually be a business that you want to start by joining World Mobile. So, for example, if you're someone who is like a handyman, and if you have experience with putting some telecom infrastructure, or you're just an electrician that has a team of people that wants to join the sharing economy, that could also be an avenue for you, and you can become that third party to install these air nodes as the network expands.
Good to know. Thank you for answering some of these questions. Like, I feel like as I go and keep learning more, again, I've said this before, it's a very robust project, a global ecosystem. So there's so many moving parts with this. And with that comes opportunities for people to earn, to get involved, to get your hands dirty and do something, right? So really appreciate you breaking that down. And yeah, hopefully that answered your question as well, based about like, kind of how hands-on and what the labor looks like and what that entails for operating a node. And so you guys, you're both node operators. I'm curious, like, how hands-off is it? And like, how often are you like checking in on things? Like what does the day-to-day look like for a node operator?
Again, it's just literally as easy as checking your dashboard, and you don't even have to do it every single day, like. But once you purchase an air node, one of the requirements is for you to actually have a dashboard, right? And where World Mobile actually allocates these air nodes to. But in the sense of a Spark air node operator, it's always on. There's a third party that's actually handling the installation, and they ensure that the node has an uptime needed for it to operate. And same thing goes for like portals and Titans and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really the requirement. And obviously and the requirement is for you to log in there and have a bank account or a crypto wallet where you can collect your monthly rewards, which by the way are either in stable coins or they're either in local currency like US dollars. That's one of the requirements. But I think what's also really cool is the fact that World Mobile now made it a possibility for you to roll your rewards into more air nodes if you want to. So you don't actually have to claim every single month. You can actually roll these rewards over and claim them once every 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Or you can actually purchase air nodes with them whenever the drop happens. So I think that's really cool.
Wow. All right. Well, in my crystal ball is telling me I think there's some node operation in my future. It's definitely something that the more I learn more about it, it's like, why not? It's we take so many gambles, I feel like, in crypto. Like, so why not bet on something that guarantees like you will earn from this? Like you can really grow even a brand or a business within this ecosystem, like World Mobile Alliance has done. So yeah, I feel like it's a really strong bet, honestly. So yeah, anyway, I'm excited. And thank you guys all for tuning in. Everybody in the comments who's been engaging, asking questions. Much love to you guys. And yeah, do you guys have any more questions for me? I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to ask me today.
No, I mean, yeah, like I know you're going one last question before we kind of wrap it up and get some final thoughts here, but what's your plans for I know you're going to Bitcoin a Bitcoin conference next week, and what's your plans for there? Like, are we gonna get some yellow pills over there? Are we gonna have Michael Saylor take the yellow pill?
Let's talk about it. I'm gonna share my screen really quick and just show you guys. So the first exciting piece of news that I actually got an email during the week. I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know what would happen. I threw my hat in the ring and said, okay, I'm going to apply for a press pass. So I applied, and they got back to me so quickly and approved me to be official press for Bitcoin Vegas. So getting that email back just kind of affirmed, like, okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to set up, I went out to San Diego. I picked up a new lens for my camera, making sure all my media equipment is in order, ready to go. And I'm going to do a proper setup, you guys. I'm going to have a proper setup to do interviews, to talk with founders, thought leaders in the Bitcoin space. And, just putting it out there, like we have Michael Saylor going. We have Jack Dorsey going, Afro Man, Tim Draper. There's so many legends that will be there. A lot of people from the U.S. Senate, the White House. So my philosophy is like, this is just my philosophy in life. Just show up and be ready and be prepared. I'm putting it out there to start booking interviews and getting people scheduled. But my friend Valerie, for instance, last year, V Dizzle, she's part of the V Friends community and was onboarded by Gary V. She was just there with a microphone ready to go, right? And Michael Saylor walks by, and she ended up getting an interview with Michael Saylor. And I think that's the power of just being present, being ready. And yeah, of course, I'll be talking about World Mobile while I'm there, you guys. And I would love to onboard more people to the community and just bring it up, when in conversation. Another thing I want to mention is, you guys have more than likely seen, if you follow me, our creator program. So Onchain Media has a program for creators where we do campaigns, we make content, we do videos together, and we will have our creators boots on the ground in Vegas, you guys. We got Melina, Girl in the Verse, and we got Crypto Fam Radio and myself. We will be there, and we're running a giveaway right now for anyone that, follows us and supports us as creators. I also linked to our channels as well. Oh, another thing too is we are sponsoring a creator house held by one of our very own creators at Onchain Media. So yeah, this is going to be a really interesting creator house in Vegas, you guys. The host is actually a big proponent of the digital nomad lifestyle. So they're doing like survival challenges.
Traveling from Florida, right?
Yeah. And one of my clients, Driven Labo, they actually have an app where it's all about bringing car culture on chain. So I'm driving to Vegas in my Tesla, and I'm putting my journey on chain on this Driven Labo app. And our creator, Crypto Fam Radio, is doing the same. So you can actually see his journey on the Driven app, which is it's kind of cool. And you actually earn for when you post pictures along the road trip, right? You earn in their native token. So anyway, I just think everybody here are good people doing good things. And I want to shout out Melina, Girl in the Verse. She joined our creator program, and she's made content that's done very well. She actually comes from doing news anchoring, reporting on stories as a journalist, and got into crypto. So I think it's cool to collaborate with people who come from the traditional background of media and news, now working in crypto. So anyway, I'm very excited, and we'll be boots on the ground. If anyone watching is going, if you have a project that wants to get interviewed or is looking for media and marketing support, that is what we do. That's what our creators do, and what we do at Onchain Media. So definitely connect with us, and we are giving away $50 for anyone that retweets, follows our creators listed here. And I also linked to the channels for everybody. If you're a creator or building a brand, it's important to get to grow your brand, your subscribers, your following. So I linked to everyone's channels and CryptoFam's newsletter here. That's everything. And yeah, I'm curious from your guys' perspective on the World Mobile side. Like, you guys have been to the Bitcoin conferences, right? This is my first time going.
Well, actually, we haven't been to Bitcoin conference. I don't know if Rob has been, but we went to ETH Denver last year, and
Oh, nice.
that was a fun one. Lots of different people went there, but yeah, and I personally haven't been to a Bitcoin conference. Rob, have you been to a Bitcoin conference?
Wow, this is my first time. I mean, it's a new experience. ETH Denver, I don't know if I told you guys this, but that's really where I came up in my career. And let's see, I actually had a story. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys one final thing, since I was sharing about my story today. The ETH community is a community that I really came up with. ETH Denver, I actually worked for both of the founders of ETH Denver for 3 years consecutively. So was very active in this community. And if I could share this video, I'll show you guys real quick. There is no replacement for IRL events. There's a reason that I show up in person. Even if there's a lot happening, like I run a business, but I just love connecting with people, and I feel like it always leads to something. So anyway, this was actually pinned on the ETH Denver account during ETH Denver 2024. ETH Denver. So I'll just share really quick. This is a little bit more about my story, and I told you guys I left my Web 2 job, and like ETH Denver was the starting point for me. So anyway, this is more about my story here. ETH Denver has been a starting point for me in my career, my friendships. It's impacted so many areas of my life. My name is Rachel Brissenden. I am passionate about empowering value creation, individual self-sovereignty, and creating more regenerative systems. Web3 has the promise of giving us back our sovereignty. I believe DAOs have the promise of doing that for us. I believe that breaking free from the 9-to-5 grind is possible. I just quit my 9-to-5, and it was one of the best days of my life. Okay. That was, by the way, when I told you guys I was going to ETH Denver and leaving that was my first speaking engagement at a conference, talking to people, and yeah, I had just left my job and jumped into crypto. So that was one of the very first moments. So I feel like we are really kind of creating a counterculture here, working towards this financial and collaborative revolution, and what an honor it is to be here together doing this. So yeah, this was pinned on the ETH Denver account, and yeah, I always show love to ETH Denver when I can, because it really was the foundation of what is now my career in crypto, and where it all started for me. So, thank you guys in the comments. Amazing. I see a lot of sweet comments.
Awesome.
Much love, you guys. All right, well, you guys have heard me yap enough today. I'll stop talking.
That espresso kicking in.
it's
well, look,
yeah.
it's been amazing having you here, Rachel. It's been absolutely a pleasure to host you, and we love to see more from you. Everyone, by the way, who is not part of the Onchain Media community, make sure you go and follow Rachel. Make sure you go follow Onchain Media. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more from you moving forward, and we appreciate you bringing a lot of the base community into the Telegram chats, and we appreciate you and all the streams you've done so far. It's been great, by the way. On our spaces, we like doing some final thoughts, and we would love to get your final thoughts, and what can we expect from you moving forward.
What you guys can expect from me, we are doing another big weekly live stream next week with Mickey, with the World Mobile folks. We're bringing in some serious heavy hitters from the D-Pin RWA space. So stay tuned for that. The promo will be going out. If you're going to Vegas, of course, you'll see me in Vegas. And yeah, I'll just continue showing up, supporting the World Mobile community. And I want to connect with some more individuals in the community, like Clover and Rob. It's been amazing connecting with them. If you're someone that I haven't connected with yet, my handle's at Rachel Onchain on Telegram, on X. Feel free to hit me up. I love connecting with new people, and I love every bit. Shout out to again people in the comments there. Thank you guys. But yeah, would love to connect with more of you and see how I can help amplify and proliferate what you guys are doing. And final thoughts. Just a reflection I had earlier. I'll leave with this, and I don't know if this helps somebody out there. Amazing. This was just a reflection I had earlier today. So if you're someone who is in your head about something, action beats overthinking. And I'll share this little diagram I shared earlier today. So most people stay stuck in their head waiting for clarity. The ones who win go first and figure it out along the way. Start somewhere, learn fast, and adjust as you go. And I shared a diagram of like how fear and overthinking prevent us from doing. But once you get over that overthinking and just do, right? Take action. That's how you go further. So
Amazing.
that helps anyone today.
Wow, okay,
I'm happy.
that's awesome. Yeah. And honestly, like, I mean, me and Rob have been in a few of your streams, and I personally really enjoy being there, meeting new people. But I also want to see a couple of the ambassadors that you haven't been. I don't know, maybe you have been talking to them, but the ones that you haven't been. I mean, I'm not going to throw anyone name out there, but there's so many World Mobile ambassadors and community members that are super fired up to talk about World Mobile. So I would love them to be introduced on these streams and participate in these streams a little bit more. There's plenty out there that will do an amazing job. So yeah, some final thoughts. I really appreciate you, Rachel, for coming on. I'm looking forward to doing some of those IRL events with you, and what's done with crypto. I think we're gonna do a really good job with introducing what World Mobile does and all the benefits to becoming a World Mobile subscriber or maybe an AirNode operator. I'm looking forward to those. Yeah, I mean, I personally think that it's probably one of the best times to be involved with World Mobile starting today. You know, we have a lot of the different products out and working. You can literally join World Mobile by becoming an AirNode operator next week if you're hearing about World Mobile for the very first time. It's super easy. You can operate these AirNodes from anywhere in the world, no matter where you're located. You can purchase one of these and join telecoms. You can be a subscriber. You can you can join World Mobile for subscribing to one of the 4 World Mobile plans. Was actually a 5th one that we really didn't get to talk to, but there's a 5th plan that's data only. You can be you can roam in 70 different countries with data and become a World Mobile subscriber. And you actually become an affiliate too if you want to. You know, like you don't have to be a subscriber to become an affiliate. All you need is a code, and you can start earning from that. So lots of different ways. The best time to be involved with World Mobile is today. So yeah, I appreciate all of our regular listeners. I appreciate all the new listeners that you've brought on board, Rachel. Thank you very much. And I'll give it off to Rob because I love his closing thoughts always.
Woo!
Thanks. Put me on the spot there.
No pressure.
Right.
No pressure.
You know, I think it's great how World Mobile allows us all to be involved in different ways, to use our gifts and talents and abilities to do good for others. And I've talked about this before, but without taking away from ourselves in the process. You know, if you're constantly giving and giving and giving, it's hard to feel like you have anything left in the tank after a while. But if you're just taking and taking and taking, at some point you realize, you know, this is not a very fulfilling way to live life. You know, you have all the stuff, you have all the money, you have all the things, but you are in a position where it's all about you. And with World Mobile, we're allowed to buy in. We're allowed to do things that have the potential to make a lot of revenue generation, whether it's buying air nodes and more. That's more of a passive way to go. It's not true passivity, but it's more of a passive way to earn. You if you have skills with computers, you can run the earth nodes, and you're able to use your skills there to power a network, and at the same time be compensated for it. You know, you can buy tokens and have the number go up, and then you make money doing that. And then those are all great things. Because what you're doing is you're helping provide the lifeblood and the brain and the activity that goes into the network. But you're also able to do things that are benefiting others at the same time. So it's not just constantly taking, it's not just constantly giving. You're able to participate in all of that. And again, it's something that's motivating, it's encouraging, it's exciting. It's not something that's going to just drain, either drain yourself or drain from others. And so it's great to see. It's great to see people that are starting to step up and do things. That the Hex Guardian, the network builder, where you can actually own the digital land, the digital footprint, and build a franchise in your area, which means you are providing jobs. If you're not installing the nodes yourselves, you're hiring out electricians or handymen, or you're building a team. You're building a team of salespeople. You're benefiting them as they're using what they're able to do to provide, an income living for their family, while helping connect your area, helping connect your region. So there's a lot of opportunity, and that was one of my favorite things with Stonetown Zanzibar, or Stonetown Zanzibar. I'm sorry. When they were in Zanzibar, in Stonetown, that was the test market. We've said this before, but the average income for that whole place was $150 a month. And for those that were hosting an Airinode on their house, they don't even own it, but they're hosting it, they're maintaining it, it's giving them something to do. They're bringing an extra $50 to $85 a month per.
It's life changing.
Per node. That if you can take a 50%, 30% to 50, 70% increase in your income every month, that could alter the direction of your life. And so providing jobs, keeping money in those areas, as opposed to just strip mining, taking all the, they always accuse people of going into Africa, these businesses, and just taking all the resources out. The governments, the private businesses, just strip mining Africa and taking resources. This is a way to put that back in the local economy and keep that thing humming. And same thing with our local areas here. You own the Hex, you build the network in your area. So there's opportunities to give, to provide, to help, to connect, and also to profit off of it. And there's so many things, and we're just starting to see the rollouts for these things. So I'm very, very excited to watch where this goes. I'm glad that Mickey is so active, doing things, making noise, helping grow the community. And you're starting to see other people show up that are that have these gifts that can help make noise, help do things, help bring things into the ecosystem. And everything that Rachel, that you do by bringing people in, getting people on the network, getting people connected, that's going to benefit the Earth Node operators. It's going to benefit the people who are buying the air nodes. It's going to grow and expand this. So it's not like you have to be involved in every single thing, right? Everyone wants to. I want to be involved. I want to have a piece of everything. But everything that we're doing is benefiting someone else and everyone else in this ecosystem in one way or another. And that's my favorite part about this, is that all these parts work together to benefit. And if you're on one side of it or the other side of it, what I do is going to benefit you, and what you do is going to benefit me. And it's going to grow everything at the same time. So we're in a great spot. Next week, Cal, I haven't told this yet, but I am out of town next weekend. So if we do our X Spaces like we typically do, I know you're so sad.
Gonna make me cry on live.
Yeah, it's usually me doing the crying. That's right. But we if we do a space, it'll probably be like Thursday evening, and so we can hit our friends in Oceania, Southeast Asia. But we're looking forward to every week coming and providing content and opportunity for people to participate, to learn, to get their say in, and hopefully motivate and encourage all along the way. So we'll make sure we post that with plenty plenty of space or plenty of lead up time for our space for next week. But I'm gone on Friday through Sunday, so we'll
I
talk.
love
We'll
how
get that
Rob tells
posted.
me these things live, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, what about the wake out?
just happened though. Just decided. In fact,
Just
I have a-
FYI.
I have another
We're going
window
on a
open right
vacation.
now where I am booking a hotel because I have to be out of town. But anyway, so
Nice.
we'll see everybody next week, and we'll just make sure that everyone is aware of the time, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks with another live stream. And so, other than that, we hope that everyone has a great week. If you're traveling, travel safe. We want to see everyone back here, and so be smart, be safe, always be dangerous, as I like to say. But anyways, Rachel, thank you for being here, and
Thank you,
Cal,
guys.
great job as well today. But we will. We will see everyone in one fashion or another online on the internet until we can see each other in person. So looking forward to it, and thank you all for being here.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you guys so much for having me. And we'll be doing more shows, you guys. We got one coming up Thursday, and they'll be doing their show as well. So we'll see you guys in the next shows.
Awesome.
Much love.